Coming to you live from Nairobi, Kenya. This is TV47 Weekend. It is the 5th day of February 2023. To our top 3 stories just for you. We do apologize for the audio technicalities. Now to a top story this particular evening. 14 people have died in an accident Kakomeny along the Lodwar Road. The crash occurred last night and involved a vehicle which attempted to avoid a herd of camels crossing the road due to the heavy weight of the goods and passengers in the car. The story was reported and produced by Andrew Juma.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Well, to kickstart your day from Monday to Friday, we bring you people in leadership and governance experts on the hot seat. Later on, we give you business, health, and even relationship talk, and we can't leave you with no entertainment every Friday. Join me, Linda Alela, every weekday from 6 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. only on Morning Cafe.
Did you know that the term Big Five began as a way of referring to the 5 most difficult animals to hunt on foot? The lion, leopard, rhino, elephant and buffalo were the 5 large African mammal species that were known to hunters as dangerous, and successfully hunting them was considered an accomplishment.
In case you don't know,
Yeah, like you see, these are the fabrics we use for the sofas. Yeah, there are different types of fabrics.
Sabak.
This is the best way to go. Eat color, eat raw, like this is alive. Well, 2022 is behind us. 2023 is here with us. What are your plans? We here at TV47's Morning Cafe have great plans for you. We're talking about information, we're talking about entertainment, we're talking about the greatness for the year. So make sure that you're always with us every morning.
Authentic, natural, planned. Transforming. Endless benefits. Slaty, purely Kenyan. Buy now on Jumia or Amazon.
As you pursue your dreams, remember to guard your health jealously. And that's why the Body Garage exists. In this show, we bring to you health expert advice, patient experiences, and case studies to cater for your mind, body, and spirit. Join me, Dr. Chepsi, every Thursday, 8 p.m.
Methali ya leo: tamu yataka milele, ikiisha na wakati ungali mbele huwa mwele, kwa tamu ulioonja mbele.
Maana ya neno mwele ni mgonjwa.
Maana yake, kitu ambacho ni kitamu hutaka kuwepo milele, kwani kikiisha mtu akiwa bado anakitamani, mtu huyo atakuwa na hamu kubwa nacho kwa kukumbuka utamu alioupata hapo awali.
Matumizi: hutumiwa kuelezea mtu ambaye anakitamani kitu au hali nzuri aliyokuwa nayo hapo awali ambayo sasa haipo.
Did you know that the term Big Five began as a way of referring to the 5 most difficult animals to hunt on foot? The lion, leopard, rhino, elephant and buffalo were the 5 large African mammal species that were known to hunters as dangerous, and successfully hunting them was considered an accomplishment.
Screen was. Right, thank you for your patronage so far. We do apologize for the technical hitches we were experiencing. Catherine Smalewi is on the sign language docket. My name is Stanley Iringita. And on a sad note, 14 people have died in an accident in Kakwamunyen along the Lodwar Road. The crash occurred last night and involved a vehicle which attempted to avoid a herd of camels crossing the road due to the heavy weight of the goods and passengers in the car. The story was produced by Andrew Juma.
On Saturday evening, more than 13 passengers lost their lives in Kakwamunyen in Turkana County following an accident that involved a public service vehicle that was ferrying passengers towards Kakuma. It is reported that the driver was avoiding hitting a camel that was crossing the road. According to Benjamin Miraka, a survivor, the vehicle had carried passengers and assorted goods. The survivors were all rushed to Lodwar County and Referral Hospital for treatment, as those who passed on were moved to a mortuary waiting autopsy.
We have generally 14 mortalities or fatalities reported at the scene of accident. 10 of them were adults and 4 were children. So far, they have been evacuated with the help of the county commander.
The county's CEC of Health, Peter Lomurkai, and Turkana Central Police Commander Lemin Jiru condoled with the families that lost their loved ones.
The Lodwar County Referral Hospital received 13 cases. In the 13 cases, 4 were adults, female, 7 were males, adults, and we had two children actually. So from the 13, they are currently at fairly good condition and are going treatment at the hospital.
According to the survivors, more than 30 people had boarded the truck on their way to Kalakor when the lorry lost control and overturned, landing in a culvert on the right side of the road, leading to the death of more than 13 people.
At Matters Politics, in his third public consultation here in Nairobi, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition leader Raila Odinga reiterated his stance that President William Ruto has to leave State House following alleged vote rigging in the August 2022 general election. Speaking during the Kibra rally Sunday afternoon, Raila listed reasons as to why President William Ruto is not fit to be the president of Kenya, among them being an unfulfilled promise of a creation of a poor man's government, but instead unveiled a government of billionaires that has no room for the poor. Mike Kagwongo with the details.
After his arrival from a tour of Nigeria and other African countries, Odinga maintained his stand that President William Ruto did not win the election, but rather got into State House by hijacking and subverting the will of the people, and hence must vacate the house on the hill.
As if subverting the will of the people is not bad enough, he has proceeded to govern with absolute contempt for the people and our institutions. Tax cheats and all sorts of criminals are with Ruto right in his government, but he's pretending to be looking for criminals outside his government. We have a situation where when a poor man steals, he goes to jail, while a rich man or woman who steals or has stolen becomes a minister or a CEO.
The ODM leader further accused Ruto of governing the country with contempt, saying the Kenya Kwanza regime is unfit to lead Kenyans as it does not respect the rule of law.
Yale matokeo walitangaza ya kwamba tulishinda na 8.1 million, Ruto 5.9 ndio bado yuko mpaka sasa. Hata Chebukati hajakataa, Chebucheta hajakataa na hawezi kukataa.
Referring the Kenya Kwanza's blueprint before the general election on uplifting Mama Mboga's lives and making the government better run, Raila said Ruto has instead established the opposite.
For the first time, the corrupt now own a government. Gachagua just got refunded 200 million shillings he stole from the people. Ruto wants to fill IBC with 7 Wafula Chebukatis single-handedly without even a word from the people of Kenya who are served by the IBC.
Accompanied by some Azimio leaders including NARC Kenya Party leader Martha Karua and Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, Odinga criticized the government for breaking its promise to reduce the high cost of living. They declared that Kenyans had been given the most careless administration as a reward.
Kila mwezi wanaokota bilioni 170. Walielezea bajeti yao ya chakula wakati huu wa ukame ni bilioni 54. Ni kwa nini wananchi wako na njaa?
Whatever happened, na mimi na ndugu Raila mnajua 2013 lisema walituibia kura. Si ni kweli? 2017 wakatuibia. 2022 wameiba. Haiwezekani. Haiwezekani. It cannot be. Either you choose to have a nation, to be a nation, or una inji ambao ni kila mtu for themselves and God for us all. Haiwezekani.
The leaders emphasized that Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza allies had failed to offer a solution to combat inflation and provide relief to Kenyans.
We are not retreating. We are not surrendering. We are not relenting. Wakati Mheshimiwa Mwai Kibaki alikuwa uongozini, akasema elimu ya watoto itakuwa bure. Saa hii wazazi wanalipa hata primary schools school fees. Na baba alikuwa amesema ataweka elimu bure.
And the days of the great terror are here with us. The waves of terror are flowing among us. The terror of electoral injustice. The terror of stealing from the poor to feed the rich.
Hata Ruto aseme, hata Ruto aseme.
However, Raila noted that President William Ruto had done a splendid job of identifying the problems faced by hustlers, but had only made the situation worse. The former premier also faulted President William Ruto's attempt to allegedly single-handedly construct the election body IEBC, maintaining that they as well have a right to participate in the whole process.
Ruto did a good job identifying the problems of the so-called hustlers. Now he's making their problems worse. Where hustler had 2 problems, now he has 4. Where hustler could put at least 2 meals on the table instead of 3, now you can put only 1.
Odinga and his brigade are expected to hold a public consultations across the country and is expected to hold a rally this Friday in Machakos County before traversing Busia a week later. Mike Kagwongo, TV 47, Nairobi.
And President William Ruto has reiterated his government's plans to raise more government revenue through taxation, saying it is the only way to salvage Kenya's bleeding economy. Ruto says that every citizen eligible to pay tax will pay his dues to the Kenya Kwanza government. Ruto, speaking during a Thanksgiving service in Nairobi, challenged the Kenya Revenue Authority to put up its game on tax collection.
How are you, sir?
Taxation is turning to be a drama-filled topic hours after Mama Ngina Kenyatta responded to claims by a section of Kenya Kwanza allied leaders that the Kenyatta family has been evading taxes. President William Ruto, not mincing his words, has reiterated that all eligible Kenyan citizens ought to pay tax to the government.
Si nyinyi mnalipa ushuru? Si ukienda kununua kimbo unalipa ushuru? Si ukienda kununua mkate unalipa ushuru? Mnataka wale wadosi wakose kulipa ushuru? Watu wawache nani? Tunaelewana? Ndio mimi nimesema Kenya sio animal farm. Kenya ni nchi, sisi wote tuko sawa mbele ya katiba na sheria.
Speaking at Deliverance Church International, Ruai, the president reiterated that no one will be exempted in paying taxes.
Hatuongei ukabila, hatuongei dini, hatuongei kiwango, hatuongei nani mkubwa ama mdogo, mzee ama kijana. Sisi wote tumekubaliana, and it is the best consensus we can have as a nation. Na ni njia ambayo itatusaidia kuokoa taifa letu kutoka janga la madeni.
Earlier, President William Ruto announced a new system to increase Kenya's vetable revenue collection from 60% to 90%. The Kenya Revenue Authority, KRA, is aiming to collect an extra 500 billion shillings by June 2023 as part of the government's plan to drive the country out of debt. The head of state, while addressing the congregants, stated that no one will be taxed more than what they ought to pay or face additional taxes, further directing Kenya Revenue Authority to professionally handle tax collection.
Watu wa KRA ni kwamba kila Mkenya apatiwe nafasi ya kulipa bila ya kushurutishwa, bila ya kuangaishwa. Kila mtu atapatiwa nafasi.
After days of accusation and denials, former First Lady Mama Ngina Kenyatta spoke out on the tax evasion controversy, which has put the Kenyatta family at the center of a heated debate. Her statement appears to be in response to allegations made by allies of President William Ruto that her family has been avoiding taxes.
Hakuna mambo ya ati kuharibia wale wengine majina na nini hivi na vile, na hiyo sio kweli. Na watu wanajua hawasemi kweli. Wanataka tu kusema ndio wasikike.
Kijana ingali yuko uhuru, tafuta yeye. Muachane na hiyo ya historia ya Jomo Kenyatta na mama, hatutaki kusikia. Munaguza sasa live wire.
Elsewhere, a section of leaders drawn from the Kenya Kwanza are now calling on the president to crack the whip on former senior government officials who failed to pay taxes as required by the law by invoking various sections of the law where applicable. They have also proposed the arrest of those who allegedly tried to destabilize the nation through public rallies and protest.
Let everybody pay tax. Rais Kenyatta alipe tax. Raila Odinga alipe tax. Na wakienda sana kamata wao wawekwe ndani.
Hawa matajiri unaona wanapiga kelele, huo wanakosa kulipa kodi inaitwa tax exemption of 370 billion. Hiyo pesa ukihesabu Mungu atarudi ukingojea kuhesabu hiyo pesa.
That the only way we can build our roads is to make sure that the economy can grow. Each one of us pay their taxes and all of us sit down to solve the problems of this country.
Mimi nataka kuomba Uhuru Kenyatta. If you are a retired president, go and relax in peace. Enjoy your retirement.
In the ongoing discussion on taxation, Azimio leader Raila Odinga is spearheading protest in Nairobi to challenge the Ruto-led government. The nationwide Azimio demonstration will start in Machakos, Nakuru, Kakamega, Kisii, Kisumu and Mombasa before moving on to Kiambu, Garissa, Isiolo, Turkana and culminating in Nairobi. Mwege William, TV 47.
The father of Frederick Liliman, a police officer sentenced to death for the murder of city lawyer Willie Kimani, his driver Joseph Mwiruri and client Josephat Mwenda, has issued an apology on behalf of his son. The 70-year-old man, who is still grappling with the news of his son's conviction, stated that when his son was growing up, he was a humble and kind individual who could not even harm a fly. Zena Mohammed with more.
70-year-old Frederick Liliman is yet to come to terms with the conviction of his son. He says he wouldn't be capable of such a heinous act.
Wakati mnasikia ilikuwa nastuka sana kwa maana hauwezi tarajia hata wa sasa mimi kukaa hapa hauwezi tarajia kama yataweza kufanya kitu kama hiyo. Kabisa. Mimi nasema haisuru kwa maana mimi sina nguvu. Waje niwache Mungu. Mungu peke yake ndio anajua.
According to him, growing up, Frederick was a humble and kind child who could barely hurt a fly.
Hakuna wakati ilikaa chini barasa kutoka ya yuko shule mpaka akakuja na maliza shule mpaka akapata hiyo kazi. Hakuna barasa wakati mmenakaa kusungumzia yake kusema amekosea fulani, amepika mtoto ya mtu, hakuna. Hakuna kabisa, hata chief hapa najua tu tabia yake. Hakuna.
Stephen, who is now only left with fond memories of his son, says the burden of taking care of his son's 3 children is now with him. The family that is now apologizing on behalf of their convicted son claims that he might have been framed.
Msamaha tu, mimi naomba namwambia pole. Kwa maana mimi sijui kama nani ilifanya. Kuna mtu aliwana. Mwambia tawa foleni kwa maana atawa iko chungu. Na mimi iko chungu na saa nyingine hii kijana hakuwa kwa hapo. Nasema tu pole. Mimi namwambia wa foleni sana.
Sasa mimi naomba Mungu tu mtoto yangu atoke, akuja menyana na mtoto yake, hata kila mtu anafanya yake. Hata vingine hata yanaweza pata nguvu ya kuja saidia mimi tena.
Zainab Mohamed, T47.
Now, to matters education, heads of private junior secondary schools claim that they feel discriminated against by the government when it comes to teacher training and textbook distribution, despite serving Kenyan children. The start of learning for junior secondary school learners in most public schools has not yet begun, as some school heads say they have not yet received teachers from the Teacher Service Commission.
It is 1 week since grade 7 learners began reporting to junior secondary schools for the first term.
The teachers are here, they help us what we need. The environment is good and whatever we need it's here.
Tumefurahia kwa hii masomo yenye serikali imetuletea. Tungeomba watulete walimu.
And we are having fun and the teachers are friendly and they're smart. Yeah, and I'm happy, and my expectations are to learn well and have good grades and make my family happy.
My expectations are that we learn and pass, and our teachers are good and friendly. I believe that more people are going to come and we are going to have fun.
But the situation in public schools is different to that in private schools. For instance, learners in private schools have already begun their lessons.
Expectations zangu ni mtoto wangu apate elimu ambayo itakuwa elimu ya kumsaidia hapo mbeleni. Maana tunaelewa ya kwamba walituambia kwamba ECBC itatutolea watoto ambao wakimaliza shule watakuwa kila mmoja anajua talenti yake.
Wito wangu kwa wazazi walio nyumbani ni kuhakikisha kuwa tumeshirikiana vizuri, kwa sababu ushirikiano ndio uzaa matunda mema, na sana sana tunafaa tukumbatie mtaala huu sana, kwa sababu mtaala huu ni unaonyesha umilisi wa mwanafunzi, tukijaribu kulinganisha na mtaala ambao uko karibu kuondoka.
Total we have 7 teachers. So immediately when we did admissions on the 30th, that first already they were preparing, they were doing scheme of works, they were doing there whatever they were supposed to do, preparing the notes, and after that the lessons are still on. They pretty much started teaching.
Wazazi hata wakiendelea kukuja bado hawajakuwa na hiyo knowledge ya junior secondary, lakini tunajaribu kuwaelimisha. Challenge ya pili venye serikali ilisema tunajaribu kuadmit venye watu walitoka, hata wenye wanatoka shule zingine wanajaribu kuingia, lakini challenge ile financial challenge tunajaribu kuona venye tunasaidia.
Heads of schools in private junior secondary schools claim that the government has discriminated them when it comes to training of teachers, distribution of textbooks and provision of capitation funds, and yet they are serving Kenyan children.
Na mtoto wa private wote ni watoto wa government. So wakati wanapeleka vitabu huko watuletee pia sisi vitabu. Tumetengwa pakubwa zaidi ambapo inabidi sisi wenyewe tutume walimu wetu for training. Hii kitu wangeiweka iwe free, kwa sababu niliona ni kama pesa yenye watu wanatumia kwenda kutrain ni mingi sana.
The government needs to work more on the issue of the materials, the teaching materials, and need to talk to these publishers so that the books should be in the bookshops. It's not that most of the parents, they have money to buy those books, although they are straining. I don't want to say that they are having fun buying them, but still, even if they struggle to get the money, still they are struggling to get them in bookshops.
They can be positive or negative.
It is expected that learners who are yet to enroll in junior secondary schools will do so on Monday. Sharon Baranga, TV47.
Well, that story by Sharon Baranga takes us to a first short break. We'll be right back with more. Stick around.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Are you looking for a distinguished institution of academic and professional excellence to kickstart your career? Then join KIPS Technical College, a top-NEC, KASNEB and NEET examination center in Kenya that is fully accredited by TVET Authority with over 90% national exam pass rate. We offer high-quality, hands-on training in engineering, hospitality, tourism, journalism, ICT, business, accounting, hairdressing and beauty, health sciences, community development and foreign language, and have placed over 26,000 graduates since 1994. Our state-of-the-art equipment, well-equipped workshops, indoor and outdoor sports facilities make us the preferred choice.
During my training, I was able to become Miss KIPS, which has helped me to achieve my goals in community development.
Admissions for January 2023 intake is ongoing. For more information, call 0720-813-113 or visit any of our 6 campuses located within Nairobi. KIPS Technical College, your sure path to success.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Tryson School of Medical Health Science and Technology is a premier training institute for market-driven courses. With state-of-the-art facilities, competent and dedicated members of staff, and linkages with the medical industry, you are assured of a bright future when you study with us. Enroll today in our campuses at Juja, Nairobi West, Kisumu, and Homa Bay.
Usienda nayo huko ndani, unaacha hapo kwa luggage ndio uingie.
Ni wacho kwa luggage namna gani nataka kutumia huko ndani? Nimekuja na hii gani ndio inatumika? Hii paketi ama hii kuchota? Kwani serious hii? Bwana wacheni mchezo bwana. Nini nyinyi?
Karibu customer. Hizi bidhaa unaziacha pale kwenye luggage ndipo sasa ufanye shopping kwa supermarket yetu. Kuchota ni kufanya shopping pekee.
Ni kufanya shopping.
Na Hitia Supermarket ndio best. Kwa mara nyingine tunakuletea chota kuchota na Hitia Supermarket. Ushiriki shindano la chota kuchota. Bunawe, Kitale, Bungoma, Eldoret, Kakamega, Kisumu, Busia, Naivasha, Limuru, Nairobi, Thika, Nyeri, Meru, Chuka na Maua. Nunua bidhaa ya shilingi 600 na zaidi na utapewa raffle ticket. Jaza vizuri na utumbukize kwa sanduku iliyo mlangoni. Utakuwa umeingia kwa draw ya kujishindia zawadi. Daihatsu Mira, pikipiki 21 aina ya TVS, 1130 school fees, TVS, shopping vouchers na vingine vingi.
Basi, ni huku. Saidia bibi.
Chota kuchota imethaminiwa na Louis Bacon, Savannah Juice Fruit Vial, My Choice Hand Wash, Zesta Choco Primo, Ketepa, Blue Band, Aramco, Oven Fresh Bread, Nivea, Silent Night Mattresses, Coca-Cola pamoja na Hisense. Shindano hili limeidhinishwa na BCLB permit number 002816. Sheria na masharti kutumika.
Chota kuchota na Hitia Supermarket, na hii motokaa gari smart kabisa inaweza kuwa yako. Unangoja nini? Ingia, fanya shopping yako Hitia Supermarket, uchoto kuchote na hii kari, hii motokaa inaweza kuwa yako. Mtu anaweza pesa kwa buti.
Hitia Supermarket, a world of choice.
You're watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
33 minutes past the top of the hour. Thank you for staying with us. Now, the Kenya Union of Pre-Primary Education Teachers, that is KUNUPET, has dismissed the proposal by the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, SRC, over extremely low monthly salaries paid to the early childhood teachers. The union chairman, Lawrence Otunga, protested the proposals and denied the SRC's recommendation to the union, saying that they will not allow the SRC to despise and humiliate the early childhood teachers, ordering county governors to pay teachers who are to receive 19,090 Kenyan shillings as a maximum pay in their said recommendations.
Very bad situation. So we are here today to express our disappointment, displeasure, anger, and wrath towards SRC. Yes. We are here again today to make SRC know that there is an existing union of ECD teachers in Kenya. So in all their meetings, in all their roundtable meetings and decision-making forums, they have never involved us. So there's no way they can come up with such proposals without first engaging the representative of early childhood teachers in Kenya. Anything which was done without our knowledge must be rejected and must be challenged, and we must even take them to the highest court in the land.
And still on matters education, university-based unions comprising Universities Academic Staff Union, that is WASU, Kenya University Staff Union, KUSU, as well as Kenya Union of Domestic Hostels, Education Institutions, Hospitals and Allied Workers have unanimously opposed a plan to privatize a number of public universities, terming it a scheme to grab land owned by the universities. Collins Lusweti with that story.
Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
After Trade and Industry Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria hinted on plans of having a number of public universities privatized, the unions representing lecturers and university staff have been angered by the remarks, coming out guns blazing, saying the entire plan could be to steal resources owned by universities, including land.
How did that come into their mind? That universities have large chunks of land that are not used. Those large chunks of land are for expansion and research.
The unions also add that such plans will automatically deny learners from low-income backgrounds an opportunity to learn by turning the institutions of higher learning into reserves of the rich. They say government has failed to invest in quality education.
The government of Kenya has failed to keep its promise to invest in quality education for all. And they started this in 2020. They started taking private government-sponsored students to private universities. And now the cartels have realized that private universities are making profit. So now they want to bring investors, disguising as investors from outside, while they are the same cartels from this country.
They have also wondered at how university lecturers can be declared redundant, terming it an insult to higher education.
No wonder we are still underdeveloped. If a country can think that they can declare university staff redundant, is that a progressive country?
We should not be talking about the retirement of professors. We should be making them use the knowledge to propel our Kenya economy like yesterday.
On collective bargaining agreement, the unions want their proposals and demands addressed before 10th April. They want lecturers and university staff treated as public servants.
What is the boundary? Where do we belong? When are we civil servants? When are we state public servants? Why is it that our members cannot be allowed to buy those houses in Machakos, Embu, and Homa Bay? Are we not government employees? There's a circular that says that we are entitled to mortgage. Where is this mortgage facility domiciled? In Jeru here. You see Wasonga. You see Brother Mukwaya. Mawingu inata. Na hivi karibuni itanyesha. So do this. Can you respond to our proposal?
Collins Lusweti, TV 47, Nairobi.
Now, a family in Embu County is in distress as the body of the loved one is being held at the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital morgue due to unpaid hospital and morgue bills. To raise the 2.2 million shillings needed, two sisters who are orphans walked 25 kilometers from Embu to Runyenjes to gather funds. Despite their efforts, they have only managed to raise 225,000 shillings and are pleading for help to release the brother's body from the morgue.
Two sisters in Runyenjes, Embu County are on a journey. A journey to raise 2.2 million shillings that is required by the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital to release the body of their brother from the morgue. The two are joined by youth from Runyenjes as they trekked for 25 kilometers to appeal to well-wishers and members of the public to help them offset the rising bill.
Hawa wasichana wawili mnaona hapa, Mumbi na Murugi, hawana mzazi. Wamekuwa orphans pamoja na Eric amewaacha. Wame struggle during sickness ya Eric amewaacha. I want to appeal to Kenyans. I want to appeal to our government. It is very hard to handle mental torture. Hawa wasichana wawili wako tortured. They have nothing, nobody by their side. They don't have a collateral ya kuweka kwa bank ama mahali pengine wapate pesa. Tafadhali, kama kuna mtu anatusikiza na ako na roho, if there is somebody listening to us Kenya, at Beyond Kenya, kindly let us assist these two young ladies.
Eric Mutugi, a first-year student at Thika Medical Training College, died at the hospital on the 16th of January after ailing for a short time.
Eric aligonjeka tarehe 27, tukampeleka hospitali Kieni, tukarifaiwa KU. Amekuwa hapo for 3 weeks kwa ICU bed.
According to the deceased sister Mombi, the three have been living as orphans and had tried all avenues to raise the money, so far raising 225,000 Kenyan shillings only.
Up to now, tumejaribu kuchanga through friends, through Harambee. Ile kidogo yenye tulipata ni 225,000. Tumepeleka pale, bado hatukuririsiwa mwili.
The two orphaned sisters now call upon the national and county governments to offer a helping hand in offsetting the bill as well as bury their kin. Andrine Kilemi, TV 47.
Now, in 2021, the court legalized the slaughtering of donkeys with new regulations for donkey slaughterhouses. According to data from the Kenyan Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, over 4,000 donkeys have disappeared mysteriously across various counties in the country. One of the main donkey slaughtering centers, located in Kithioko, near the Machakos and Kitui County border, is a hub for this activity. But what is the situation a year and a half after the court made the ruling?
Normal life activities continue in Kithioko area, but the memories of the Kithioko donkey slaughterhouse that was once owned by a big company which operated donkey slaughtering business years ago are still fresh in the minds of many.
Na mimi ni mmoja wale walienda katika Minister Office Nairobi. Na mimi niko hapo na watu wa Kithioko wako hapo. Wamekataa mambo ya kuchinja punda.
Ile ilikuwa kichinjio ya mapunda na ilikuwa inatuaffect sana. Kwanza ilikuwa na harufu mbaya, ilikuwa inatuaffect kwa harufu. Hatungetembea ama tukae nyumbani vizuri njoo hizo maarufu.
Many remember losing their donkeys and even pets like dogs in a mysterious way.
Wakati kichinjio ilikuwa inaendelea, hata heli ile inatoka Kithioko, Firenji ile iko karibu na Kithioko, hakuna mahali iko umbwa saa hii. Hata kuku yote walikufa wakati huo. Walikufa ndio wakati walikufa, watu walikuwa wanachinjia chini kwa sababu punda wamekufa. Wanachimbia chini kwa mchanga yao.
Tena mapunda zetu zilikuwa zinauzwa, zinaibwa. Wanaenda kuchinja kwa hiyo kichinjio yao. Kwa hivyo tulikuwa na shida sana juu ulikuwa unafunga punda yako na alafu asubuhi unapata kama hiyo punda imeshaibiwa.
Local here argue that a big hazard faced them, coupled with the bad smell that spread through the village, something that was not common in the past years before the slaughter of donkeys started here in 2016. And now they fear a repeat of the same situation as the slaughterhouse plans to resume its operations.
Mingi imepotea. hata angawa watu wako pika ripoti kwa polisi, lakini mingi imepotea wakati kichinjio ilikuwa naendelea. Sisi tunakataa mambo ya punda kwa sababu punda imetusaidia, na ile kazi punda inafanya katika manyumba yetu hata inasinda mambo ya kuchinja.
Sababu hiyo harufu ilikuwa inatufanya saa zingine tungonjeke. Tulikuwa tunaumwa na kichwa njoo hiyo harufu yake haikuangi mzuri. Kuna watu wengi waliathiriwa, kwanza kuumwa na kichwa, na watoto wetu wakienda shule kulikuwa na shida njoo huko ilikuwa inachinjiwa, kulikuwa karibu na wale wako karibu na hiyo slaughter waliama wakaenda mahali kwingine njoo hiyo harufu ilikuwa mbaya, na mtu akiwa peke yake angeweza kusimamisha hiyo kitu. Kwa hivyo akaona tu ni vizuri hame kwa hiyo area aende mahali pengine juu ya hiyo harufu.
More than 5 kilometers from the location of this slaughterhouse is the Ngomola village, whose residents were also affected by the bad smell.
So, mahali ambapo palikuwa panatupwa hizo mavitu za punda ikichinjwa, palikuwa pananuka vibaya. Alafu ikawa hizo maarufu na hizo mainzi ambazo zinashikashika, sikishikia watu chakula, ama hii harufu ikiingia watu inaleta magonjwa. So ikawa sio vitu mzuri.
Here we meet a local who informs us that the slaughter of donkeys goes against the norms of the community.
Hizo vichinjio za punda sioni kama ni mzuri ikichinjwa. Sioni kama punda ni kitu mzuri kwa mwanadamu kukula. Kwa sababu hata ukiingia kwa Biblia, hizo vitu ambazo hizo miguu zake asichakatwa, Biblia hairuhusu watu wakule. So sioni kama ni mzuri sikikuliwa punda ama sikichinjwa.
Wakati kichinjio ilikuwa hapa, bei ilikuwa mingi, na ndio ilifanya uishi uendelee. Hakuna usaidizi inasaidia hapa. Kwanza hii kazi iko wale wanafanya kazi, hata wengine ni wagonjwa kwa sababu ya mbarafu. Saa hii wako na magonjwa ya mwili kwa sababu ya mbarafu hapa ni mingi, na hakuna usaidizi inatusaidia, hakuna kidogo. Lakini kwa wakaji wa Kithioko hata wa Machakos hakuna watu wanachinja punda, na kwa mila wa Mkamba sisi hatuchinjangi punda. Punda ni mnyama inafanya kazi katika mboma. Punda ni kama pipi ya pili, ukiwa na punda kwa mboma inakusaidia hata kusinda pipi.
In 2021, a court ruling that legalized the slaughter of donkeys also directed that slaughterhouse should put in place some extra measures to ensure that the practice remains sustainable in a way that would not lead to the extinction of these precious animals.
Wito wetu tunataka kusema hiyo slaughter isifunguliwe, kwa sababu vile ilifungwa tuliona tunaendelea vizuri. Juu tunaomba serikali isikubalishe hiyo kitu ifunguliwe tena, kwa sababu tunaona ni vizuri kiwa hiyo punda isichinji. Maisha iko mzuri sana kwa sababu punda zetu zinaendelea na kuzaana, na watoto wetu shule wanasoma vizuri, na hata hizo harufu ziliisha.
David Wawero, the Machakos County Lead Veterinary Officer, argues that the community is very proud of this animal, even though human pose a threat to them.
For the community that own donkeys, they are very proud of them, because they normally say that if you own a donkey, you own a pickup that does not consume fuel. However, this donkey population is challenged by so many things. One, the fact that the community does not seriously take care of them. The donkey is a vulnerable animal. When the donkey gets sick, the owner kind of neglected. Now that it's no longer useful to him, then they neglect it. There is that need for the community to be sensitized on responsible donkey ownership. Donkey, as an animal, has rights. It requires to be fed. It requires to be treated when it is sick. It requires to be given time to rest.
Reports from various animal rights organizations warn that if left unchecked, by the year 2024, all donkeys in the country will have been slaughtered due to the great demand for donkey's meat and skin in China. This, the report indicates, would be done in 4 major donkey slaughter centers across the country.
The government has to come up with intervention of probably improving the breeding of donkeys. Probably we should have contracted farmers within the community, provided with so many donkeys and trained on how to keep them in the best way possible.
However, our efforts to reach out to one of the country's major slaughterhouses officials were not fruitful. Nicholas Mbai, TV47, Machakos County.
Right, thank you for that, Nicholas Mbai. Now to the wonderful world of sports, and we start with some fast and furious. Jeremy Wahome and his navigator Victor Kundiwa earlier today crowned the champions of the Rally Sports Club, RSC Machakos Rally, marking the first ever national rally victory. The 24-year-old Wahome, who was driving a Ford Fiesta, finished first in a time of 1 hour, 59 minutes and 39 seconds as he expressed his excitement over bagging the victory, attributing the good performance to his team, which was also part of the International Formula 3 Youngsters program last year. Makroe Kimathi and his navigator Mwangi Kioni came in second in a Ford Fiesta in a time of 1 hour, 59 minutes and 46 seconds, while Josmit Chania alongside Ravi Chana finished third in the Mitsubishi Lenza Evo 10 in a time of 2 hours, 3 minutes and 34 seconds. The competition that brought together 15 drivers from East African countries saw Kenya drivers complete a podium sweep, while Uganda finished fourth.
And I want to assure you, whatever motorsport you bring here, we shall support you with whatever that we can. This is the next, from Nairobi, this is the fastest growing county in Kenya. Nairobi is moving this way, but as Nairobi moves this way, we want now to be more organized, demarcate our lands, make sure we have space also for other type of sports or activities.
And to the game of kings and queens, India's Aditi Ashok earlier today continued her fine form to finish the 2023 Magical Kenya Ladies Open Golf Tournament atop the leaderboard in a total of score of 280 to be crowned the champion at the Baobab Vipingo Ridge Golf Club course in Kilifi County. Ashok dominated the tournament from start to finish after recording 67 points on the opening day, 70 points on the second day, 69 points on the third day before finishing the tournament with 74 points on the final day to emerge victorious. Meanwhile, England's Alice Hewson overcame a sloppy start and made a strong finish in the second position after carding 72 points on the final day to bring her tally to 289 points, level with Thailand's April Angurasane, who recorded 77 points on her final day of the competition. Gabriela Ruffels of Australia settled for third on a cumulative score of 290 after carding 74 points on the final day.
That's as dominant a performance as you're likely to see on the Ladies European Tour all season. Aditi Ashok.
And still on the golf pitches, the Safari Tour Series continued earlier today with its fifth leg slated to culminate on the 8th of February this year at the Karen Golf and Country Club. The tournament has drawn 72 players from neighboring countries including Tanzania, Rwanda, Zambia, Uganda, along with host country Kenya. With this year's prize money being $3 million, the series will give platform for golf professionals to showcase the talent and rank among the peers. The top 8 Kenyans and 2 non-Kenyans from the series will have the opportunity to participate in the highly anticipated Magical Kenya Open, taking place from the 9th to the 12th March 2023 at the Muthaiga Golf Club, as the tournament promises to showcase a high level of talent as seen in previous events in the Safari Tour Series. And from the golf pitches to the football pitches, Elvis Rupia earlier today scored a first-half goal to help Kenya Police register a 1-0 win against Bidco United in the round 14 FKF Premier League match staged at the Nyayo National Stadium. Police, who have been on a fine run of form and fresh from handing Mathare United a 5-0 dropping, needed only 43 minutes to break the deadlock through Elvis Rupia's goal in the cage match against the Refiners. Police held on to victory as they climbed up to the 5th position on the league standings on 24 points, while Bidco dropped to 13th on 15 points. Also, AFC Leopards were forced to settle for goalless draw against league leaders Nzoia, while Ulinzi Stars defeated Vihiga Bullets 1-0.
Bidco imefunga AFC Leopards. Mathare imefunga Bidco. Unaona? So unajaribu kuangalia, sisi tumepiga Mathare goli 5. So unajaribu kuangalia